Shot clock at 6. They work it down. Franklin inside. Oh, congested.
Nice job of getting to the front of the rim.
And you made the point. Duke is bigger at every spot on the floor.
Quality shots for Virginia. He's their leading scorer on the season as Franklin gets to the free throw line.
With the ball, however, boy, the Tennessee team, best defensive team I've seen all year.
Yeah, Tennessee plays defense like you're used to seeing Virginia play in Virginia.
You need to get this game to the rim where you've got a chance to get to the foul line. It's a 16-point game with 11:30 to go. You're not going to get back in this just firing one pass threes.
McNeely slashing and overnight it to the Sunshine State.
Pre-cooked.
Ellis with a couple of misses at the stripe. Franklin goes spinning.
And you're not getting set. You don't see that happen to the Cavaliers a lot, but that is the best way for Furman to attack this defense. Don't have to face it. Dan Furman on a 10-2 run. McNeely will hit a shot.
Kowski and Roach have been excellent.
Roach now with 16. McNeely with
Pafaro, which was nacho, and still finished the play. And Shefflin is such a good passer as well.
Clark wide open behind a screen, and he buries it.
You can't.
There you go. But even when you come in at this time for Virginia, you got to run the stuff.
They're not taking away the curler, and that's what happens. They recognized it probably out of that timeout, knew what they were going to get.
You like the way that Virginia was flowing offensively in a win Tuesday over Clemson, and that has continued.
They're stronger, but as we said, they've lost 5 of 6, 7 of their last 10. Here's a lob, great pass, and an easy lay-in for Colby Jones.
And destroy. That's his description of Sabonis. Nice cut by Tucker.
Class. Every team on there had won a national championship over that period, except for not over that period, but had won a national championship except for Purdue.
He certainly is.
Post entry, get Armando a little bit more involved.
Yeah, you know, he's got to work harder to catch the ball where he can be effective. He's catching the ball 2 or 3 steps outside the lane. Just not going to be effective out there. And also, they're bringing late double teams. He's got to do a better job at getting position.
Again, Hunter Tyson doesn't do a lot of that, but when he does, he can be pretty good. And he doesn't really have much of a size advantage against Dunn.
McNeely lines up another 3, knocks it.
Period. So there are some teams that are out, but I can guarantee you that at this point nobody is in.
Because they have the opportunity to play in their conference tournaments and win that automatic qualifier. You say very few teams are out as well.
Well, if you still have a chance to play in your conference tournament, you're not out, because no matter how strange it can be.
There was one, Isaiah Wilkins, Malcolm Brogdon, Darian Atkins. 2 blocks now for Beekman. Here's a McNeely. Both threes he's hit here in the last few minutes have been when Virginia went under the screen. 3.
For Virginia freshman Isaac McNeely, player of the year in the state of West Virginia last year. And he can do this.
They have done just that.
Wilkins has returned to the floor for Coach Bennett. Drive it in. What a nice move. Wow. That was Nigel.
By Thomas, he was open.
3 taken away by Hall, and he saves it.
What a play by Devin Hall. What a play by Hall. They're like a boa constrictor. They get a hold of you and they just squeeze the breath out of you.
Shot clock down to 5. Jerome, Salt, and another bucket.
Johnson with that move doing the number proud.
I think Jerome's got to keep busy. You mentioned it earlier. He can elevate, particularly over Mora. They missed him on the little pin down.
quickly in the lane. Wow.
Young in his career, and he's going against a very good up-and-coming coach in Kenny Payne.
Whose Louisville team is here on the road in the regular season finale. Jaden Gardner won the tap, and Virginia controls in the second meeting between these teams. Virginia won the first in Louisville by 3 in a tightly contested game. Kihei Clark on senior day.
Beautiful move by Elijah Thomas. Guy who's ACC all-defensive team, one of the better shot blockers in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Clemson trying to pull off the upset and get to the championship game of the ACC tournament. They have closed to within 5 against the #1 team, Virginia. Salt, shot clock running down. It'll go.
Ryan Dunn, 10 points, 5 rebounds against Clemson Tuesday. Second most points he's had in a game this season. And he had been quiet the previous half dozen games. His classmate McNeely knocks.
You have to like the way Clemson is attacking. They're not getting sucked into Virginia's pace.
Diakite having a nice night.
What's your face?
Able to throw it down. What a...
Not settle for jump shots. Thus far in the ball game, the difference has been Arizona getting to the free throw line, knocking their free throws down. They've done a really good job on the glass as well.
UCLA looking for the lead. Welsh gives it.
It's off to Clark. They quickly blitz him. Down low. Driving. Shedrick again.
But in transition right there, Wilbekin feeling as though he had just as much of an advantage against Ty Jerome, who's not a shot blocker, so gets that to the rim.
Now Wilbekin actually for his career better from 3 than from 2. Wilkins was open. Guy will take the jumper.
Is 32-0 this year. We know they're going to win the pace. Who's going to win the score? Right now, Virginia is up by 4 as we start the second half. Salt left hand over Maine. On their way to winning the ACC tournament. They will meet next after this one in semifinal number 2.
Now, Virginia is capable of running far better offense than they have. Part of it's Clemson's defense, but what a great spin move.
At the end of the half defensively, they're man-to-man right now, but I like starting out in the zone, making the bigs play with the ball out on the floor.
Isaiah Wilkins over Spalding, counted a late.
The cut ends up being a turnover for Virginia, but Clemson unable to turn into points off of turnovers, and that's the one thing Virginia has done better than Clemson in this game. When they've gotten their opportunities off turnovers, they've made it count.
Bothersome to Virginia on the offensive end. And Virginia really scored in the paint in the first game they played. They had a 42-24 paint advantage for the Cavaliers.
Beekman to Franklin. And Franklin for 3, Virginia. That's an
It's just
point.
where they go if they win, where they go for the regional.
Excellent point. Mark that down, Coach.
Excellent point.
Virginia's made 2 shots in 9.5 minutes. 2 out of 10, 3 turnovers.
They haven't had many open ones, and they've been jumpers when they've had open ones.
Beekman, the jumper. It'll go.
Would set that ball screen. He was wide open, rolling to the rim, and he's been open in the post as well, and they just missed him.
See the great success that Miami's had under Larinaga.
Now, Isaiah Wilkins did not make Joel Berry change his path, and he was able to just waltz into that shot.
Typical game involving Virginia. Very few fouls, very few whistles, and the clock just keeps on running.
Cam Johnson, his leg is bothered, and there's a screener. And Jack Salt did a great job of challenging Theo Pinson at the rim and forcing that miss.
Again, the same play and the same result.
Hang around. He gets going in the second half. Things could quickly change.
Right now, Farrell sitting on the bench for the Irish. This is Hunter. Touch it down low for Hunter. No foul.
Team turnovers not going to get it done, especially when some of the turnovers lead to unmolested layups.
It's a new season high for North Carolina. In the wrong category to have it.
God.
Top of them. was Ty Jerome. That's just a great shot that was made extraordinarily difficult by some pretty darn good defense.
Virginia Tech has 11 points in the second half. 11 in almost 15 minutes. Robinson's got 9 of them. Pretty passing play.
Got to make some threes if you want to beat them. That's how West Virginia. West Virginia beat them, made 10 trifectas, Bobby Huggins' club, and they also forced 14 turnovers with their pressure defense.
Ryan McMahon into the game. There's the nice dunk line.
From the point guard position, his explosiveness to the rim is surely missed.
He led the team in rebounds, assists, and steals, and second in scoring at the time of his injury. Into the game for Virginia's DeAndre Hunter has a good pass from Guy and Wilkins.
That aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
All of the players that Stanford, I try to remind this to people, all the players Stanford has had through their run, so many first-round picks, NBA players. The only players that ever left Stanford before 3 years were Robin and Brooke Lopez. Ogby hitting, so.
More from Detroit, who had an incredible run through that Mid-American Conference tournament. 30 points in the championship game against Akron. And gives the Golden Flashes a much-needed bucket to cut it to 11. Holiday thought about it. Back out, no reset. Then that crisp ball movement. Wells.
As he's able to stretch his bench out a little bit right now. And you never know when guys are going to be needed. Marco Anthony, of course, had a great game against Louisville when Nigel Johnson was suspended. And
I talked to Lowry, and, you know, his dad is actually in the stands. He made his first trip to Arizona to be able to watch him. But Markkanen told me that his dad watches every single game, just happens to be online.
Guard, and they must guard that weak side with all the motion. And for Virginia, they've been sharing the ball. Eric, they assist on 67% of their made field goals, which is unreal.
Somewhere John Crotty beaming.
Yes, sir, down in Miami.
Very well at the end of the year, making threes, drives to the basket. Experienced kid, played at Texas for 2 years.
He's the only player on the Fresno State team that's appeared in an NCAA tournament game before. That was when he was with Texas.
His 14th NCAA tournament, and Dwayne Gladden in his 15th NCAA tournament, retiring after this year's tournament after 32 years as an official. And away we go in Orlando. Beekman has it first for the Cavaliers.
Furman starts in the man-to-man, and that's Gardner's game.